All right, enough of all those I don't know how to cut patterns. I'm always struggling with pattern cutting. So I have brought to you this pattern class just for you to know that this season you should learn how to cut patterns. Now when it comes to shoemaking, it's not just about pattern cutting, it's just not about shoemaking. There are so much more to be put together, but this particular class is for you if you are finding it difficult to create simple patterns even without your shoulder. So join me, use the link in the comment section, go ahead and fill the form and join the class. Guess what? It's a 2-week pattern cutting challenge and it's just free. Yes, free. Please tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody, and I'm going to see you live in class. All right, see you. Bye. So you're welcome to today's tutorial, and we are going to be looking at this particular men palm sandals. I've already showed us how I put it together and how I lace it, and on recommendation they asked me to create the pattern, and that's what we are going to be doing today. If you're watching for the first time, all we do is make shoemaking easy and simple for you. Just go ahead and subscribe, like this video, share this video, and I'm going to see you in class. Sit back and I'm gonna be right back. So this is the plain sheet I'm going to be using. So I'm going to be using paper grid method for this particular, design. Don't forget, it's actually a men design. It's a men palm snippers. The reason I'm trying to do this is that so that it will be easy for me to lay it right on top of it. That's the reason. So now with this, you can get your paper tape, use it to hold it down all around. Although one of those things that this will do to help you to also reduce the quantity of paper tape you are going to be using. So you can see what I have right here. So the first thing you want to first of all note is where this opening stop. That's one thing I want to first of all note, where this opening stop. So that I'm going to note that. So from that point, I'm going to measure about 2 centimeters. Now I don't want the part that is going to be going in between the toe to be too wide. That's the reason I am actually going to be using 2 centimeters. I don't want it to be too wide. Don't forget that as far as this design is concerned, we have this part. There's a cuff here. There is a cuff also on this particular side. So when you are using the paper grid method like this, I need you to know that from this side, I said I was going to use 2. Now let's work in inch. If I'm using inch, let me use 1 inch. 1 inch is actually equivalent to about 2.5 centimeters. If we need to, we can reduce it. Now the one going to the side can actually be as much as 2.5 centimeters, which is equal to 1 inch. So that is the first part we are looking at. That one is going right there. It's going right there. Don't forget that the width is 1 inch, so it's stopping right here. It's stopping right here. So you are going to measure that all around and measure that downwards. So I'm pushing this down, pushing it down, and pushing this one too down like that. So that's what I have right there. Now on this other side, I'm going to also use 2 inch. Don't worry, we can still reduce it. 1 inch rather, not 2 inch. So it will be this. So we are going to also have that go down this way, go down this way. Now this particular front part, now this is the side. I'll go to the side. This one is going to enter inside here. So just follow me as I go on with this particular one. So for what we have here, don't forget that there's a cuff that went all around this way. Now for your cuff, this is what I'm going to suggest you do. Now monitor this particular part of your shoelace. If you are using your foot, probably you don't have a shoelace, you want to use the foot. Yes, you can use your foot. Wear a socks. Yes, a socks that is a bit tight, maybe not black, so that you can use pen to draw on it. Maybe something that is white, you can sit and draw all of these shapes on it. Or you can actually use another person's foot to draw it. Then you increase all of the necessary sides when you are ready to use it. You understand? You use it to draw and then you remove it from the foot. It's very possible. Don't think until you have a shoelace you cannot draw something like this. So you can use someone's leg to draw it. Now you are going to follow this part, which is the second, your toe, the second part of your toe. This is the big toe, you understand? This is the next one, this is the opening in between. So this is going to be coming like, it's going to come like a curve from that part. So don't forget, it's coming from here and it's going like, it's going downwards. You understand? It's going downwards. I know somebody will be wondering, how do I know where to stop? Let me measure for you to see. This is about 2.5. This measurement is about 2.5 to this particular point. Now I'm using a size 45 shoeless, so you need to be very mindful of that. So this place is coffee. Now from this point to this point, I'm going to suggest you measure about 1 inch for the curve that will be on this other side. So don't forget, I told you to use paper tape. Use paper tape to hold this, please, so that it will not be removing. So this one will be that space in between. So from there, you are also going to measure about 2.5 on this side as well. 2.5 as well on this side. So it means this one also is going to come like this, like a curve on this side. You understand? And it will come down and meet your 2.5 here. I know somebody is wondering, how did you draw all those curves? Well, I'm going to suggest that when you want to create all of this, you really need to be very careful. Now even what I'm creating here, don't forget that, in short, this particular one on this side is actually going this way, whereas the opening here is supposed to be somewhere around this middle, and that is what we are having here. Let's just continue with the design. So after this, it's looking a bit somehow and not looking like what we want. Just relax. Now look at this. I'm going to be using this it's a leather strap. I'm going to put it right here. Now this is the hand. This is the hand of my shoelace right here. So I don't want it to be touching their foot here. So I'm going to be using my instep around here, which is about 1.5 centimeter away from there, and I am going to make it curve down this way. Please, you can see that it's curving down. It didn't go like this. It went forward. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it go forward like that. I will show you a measure and tell you what width it is, so you can see what I have right there. I'm also going to do the same thing on this other side. Let it curve in like that. You can see that the cord is very flexible. Don't worry, we can still correct it, align it with the other side, but let's draw first. So you can see what I have right here. Can you see what it looks like? So I'm going to go ahead and measure what we have here. This is about 3 inch, about 2 3/4 of an inch or 3 inch. Now on this inner part, it's actually exactly about 3 inch as well. So at least make sure that the two of them are actually the same thing. So from what I have here, this curve is not very obvious. It's not as obvious as what I have right here. So I am going to try to make it come in a bit more. I don't want it to be, it's not as much as this. Our design doesn't have as much as this. So let me measure what it is from the edge for you to know what it is from the feather of the shoelace. Let me use inch since we have been using inch. So see where it is. Can you see where? So it's about 1 3/4, from this particular edge. That's what I use right here. Now it can go in more. You understand? It can go in more, but what we have here seems to be perfectly okay. So if this is here, we can still extend this one, to this side. We can still extend it to this side. Can you see what we have right here? So with this, I can quickly trim off for us to see what it finally looks like. Please use paper tape to hold yours. So don't worry, we can still make adjustments. Let's just follow what we have here first. You can still make so many adjustments. Follow this first. So you can see what we have right here. You can see what it looks like. Can you see what it looks like? So let me try and put this in so we'll see any further adjustment. I told you that the one on this part is going in between. I need you to see this. See that it's going in between. This one is here and this is going this way. Can you see what we have at the end of the day? Can you see that this one is not too much and this is like this? Can you see what we have? If we want it to come down a bit more, we can decide to actually trim this inwards. Don't forget, we have not trimmed the upper part. We can trim this inward, like trim it a bit more. You understand? Then trim this part too. We are still going to trim this upper part, but less. So if it's like this, and this is like this. Can you see what we have right here? So this is the first step when it comes to this particular design. So I need you to know that our 2 weeks challenge is starting on the 25th of April. Make sure you go to the comment section and then use the link to register. The class is free, like I said. It's a 2 weeks pattern cutting class. We are just going to basically be drawing or drafting different kind of pattern, both, you know, with shoulders and without shoulders. So I hope you can see what this looks like. So for this part, of course we can reduce this now, as long as we are okay with the width. This side can actually be wide, but this side must not be too wide, because else it will be, you know, it's in between the toe. It should not be too wide. 2 centimeters is enough. If it's wider than 2 centimeters, I believe it will be discomforting. But this side can actually be as wide as 2.5 centimeters because it's outside and not in between the toe. So this is the first step for this design. We are going to be calling it a day here. And if you're watching my channel for the first time, I want to believe you have subscribed. If you haven't, please subscribe. You have a lot to learn right here, so go ahead and subscribe. Go to the comment section. Please, if you cannot find the link to register for the 2 weeks challenge, please comment link, or just comment link, and I will remember and quickly go and add it, you know, to the comment section. Thank you once again for joining me today, and I'm going to see you next time. Bye.